Dear students, in this video, we will understand the designing of IIR filter using bilinear transformation method. Here, I want to mention that this is the transformation method to transform analog prototype butterworth filter designed from the given specifications into the desired digital filter. As we have seen in the last video that the impulse invariant method creates aliasing because of many-to-one mapping. This many-to-one mapping arises because multiple poles in S-plane mapped at the same location in Z-plane. This aliasing effect is avoided in bilinear transformation method by providing one-to-one mapping. And this one-to-one mapping is obtained by using this transformation rule. Transformation rule states that the S of analog prototype filter is replaced by 2 by T 1 minus Z inverse upon 1 plus Z inverse. And here this S is a complex number in S-plane which can be expressed as sigma plus J capital omega, and after simplification the term we can rewrite it as 2 by T Z minus 1 upon Z plus 1. As Z is also a complex number represented as R e raised to the power J small omega. Small omega is a distal frequency. So if we put the value of Z here like this, we will obtain the expression in terms of R e raised to the power J omega minus 1, R e raised to the power J omega plus 1. E raised to the power J omega is a complex number that can be opened and written as cos omega plus J sin omega, and after that we will obtain this particular form. And when we want to convert this complex entity into the real and imaginary part, so we have to multiply the complex conjugate of the numerator part to multiply on numerator as well as in denominator. After simplification, we are able to obtain the real part and imaginary part of this equation. So when we equate right hand side and left hand side, so real part can be equated and resulted as sigma equal to 2 by T R square minus 1 upon 1 plus R square plus 2 R cos omega. This is one relationship, and other relationship is the analog frequency 2 by T 2 R sin omega and 1 plus R square 2 R cos omega. So we are getting two relationship after putting the open form real and imaginary part of both these complex numbers. So from this relationship here we will conclude something. What? That if the R is a value less than 1, means all the poles in jet plane when lie inside the unity circle, that will have the radii R less than 1. So if R is less than 1, because of the square, so this will be a quantity always less than 1 but positive. So the subtraction of R square minus 1 will be a quantity that will be negative in number. So means all the value inside the unity circle will result in a negative sigma value. Meaning is that all left hand side of the S plane lie inside the unity circle. If R is equal to 1, means if we talk all the points about that lie on the unity circle, in that particular case sigma will be 0, means it will represent the J capital omega axis of S plane. And if R is greater than 1, so the sigma always will be greater than, will be a positive number. So means all the value of R greater than 1 will lie in the right hand side of the S plane. And this shows clearly the stability criteria, because if a system is stable, So its pole in S plane lie in the left hand side of the S plane, and this left hand side is totally mapped into inside the unity circle, meaning is that we are able to get a stable filter after using this transformation. After that, when we put r equal to 1 in this equation, where sigma equal to 0. So after putting r equal to 1 in this equation, we are able to simplify this relationship like this. And when we break the sine and cos omega into 2 sine omega by 2 cos omega by 2, and this 1 plus cos omega can be written as 2 cos square omega by 2. So after simplification, we will get the another important relationship between the analog frequency and digital frequency, that is omega equal to 2 by t tan omega by 2, or it can be written as digital frequency equal to 2 tan inverse analog frequency t by 2. Now, at this particular point, we are getting the idea that we are able to reduce the we are getting the one-to-one mapping, but one problem arises in the bilinear transformation is that the warping effect. So what is warping effect? This is because of non-linear relationship between the digital frequency and analog frequency. So we will see this warping effect means when the digital frequency is very small. So as tan theta, if theta is small, can be equivalent to theta. So in the same way we are writing here analog frequency is equal to 2 by t omega 2. Omega 2 is the angle here when omega is small, omega means distal frequency is very small. So it will be a relationship between distal and analog frequency as omega equal to capital omega t, and this is a linear relationship. But when the value of omega is high, in that particular case, you may get a relationship between capital omega and small omega, like a nonlinear relationship. So because of this nonlinear relationship, there is an effect termed as warping effect. So that warping effect can be better illustrated here. In this graph, you are seeing for the small value of omega, there is a linear relationship, but when the value of omega is increasing, it becomes nonlinear because of this relationship between both the frequencies. Here, what we are showing, we have taken analog filter response as a band pass, a set of band pass filter where the number of bands are there from low frequency range to high frequency range, and we are mapping this into the digital frequency range using this relationship. So means when you are using the lower band, it is mapped as it is in the case of digital frequency response, and when you are going towards the higher frequency range, this is being mapped as a narrow band. Here you are seeing all the bands are of equal width, but here you are seeing that the width of the bands are decreasing. This effect is a nonlinearity effect and termed as warping effect. So to avoid this of bilinear transformation, we will use the pre-warping. So before going to the pre-warping, first we will also see the effect of this nonlinearity on the phase relationship. Here you have seen the relationship for the magnitude part of the frequency response, and in this figure there is a phase part of the frequency response. If phase is linear in analog domain, because of this nonlinearity, it will result in nonlinear phase. So this nonlinearity arises on both magnitude response as well as phase response, and it is termed as warping effect. So to avoid warping, we do pre-warping. Pre-warping means first for the desired digital frequency, you will find out the analog frequency value. For example, if you have to find out the analog digital frequency, passband frequency as omega p, so first you will find out the corresponding analog frequency for that, and after that you will start designing. So in the start, the specification will be this omega p and this omega s to design a Butterworth filter, and then this Butterworth filter, from this Butterworth filter, when we apply the bilinear transformation method, we will not face the warping problem. So here I'm summarizing the steps to design the bilinear transformation technique. Means from the given specification, find pre-warping analog frequency using the formula omega is equal to 2 by t 10 omega by 2. Using analog frequency, find HS, that is the transfer function of the analog filter. Then select the suitable sampling rate or that will be given in the question, and then substitute S by equal to 2 by t 1 minus z inverse or 1 plus z inverse into HS to obtain the desired digital filter. Now, this is an example of bilinear transformation method. Here, the HS is given directly to you, T is also given. So you have to just put the value of O in this relationship and put S is equal to 2 by T. T is 1 here, 1 minus Z inverse, 1 plus Z inverse. And in this case, after simplification, you are able to get the desired frequency response. Desired transfer function for the digital filter. In this particular example, you have to design a high pass filter, monotonic in pass band with cutoff frequency this down 10 dB at 350 hertz and sampling frequency is 5000 hertz. Now in this case, you have to design a high pass filter. Means first you have to get the corresponding low pass filter. Passband attenuation is 3 dB here. Cutoff frequency is the 3 dB cutoff is the frequency where you will have a amplitude decrease by 3 dB. So omega c should be equal to omega p, and that will be 2 pi 1000 and 2000 pi radian per second. Alpha s will be 10 dB, so omega s can be this, and t is 1 upon f because sampling frequency is given. You have to find out the sampling time here. So first you have to find out the pre-warping frequency for the pass band and stop band. It will be 2 by t 10 from the initial relationship. Here t will not be there. So this is wrong in this particular case because 2 by t 10 omega by 2. So as we have seen that omega is equal to 2 by t 10 omega by 2, not omega t by 2. So that was wrong. So that was wrong in this particular equation. T should not be there. You have to 2 by t 10 omega p by 2, 2 by t 10 omega s by 2. And finally, you will get the omega p and omega s. From this value, you get the order of the filter. And if whatever the order of the filter, you will find out the normalized response. And from the normalized response and the cutoff frequency, you are able to get the transformation rule from low pass, normalized low pass to high pass, that is S upon omega c by S. So you are able to get the desired analog transfer function. And in this desired analog transfer function, you have to substitute the S is equal to 2 by t 1 minus z inverse upon 1 plus z inverse, which is a transformation rule here. The important thing is that you are pre-warping the distal frequency into the corresponding analog frequency to avoid warping effect due to bilinear transformation method. Because pre-warping will give the just opposite effect of the warping. So when you pre-warp the signal, so because of the bilinear transformation, warping will occur. So it will overall combinedly nullify the effect of warping. So this is the concept, and you have to remember this when you apply the bilinear transformation. Thank you.